Welcome back. Now in this video we will simply create a text form field for the email address password. So let's go and do that. It will be simply right below this logo, right in here, right in the center of the screen. So first we will create some height between the logo and that text form field. So for that purpose we will simply in here have a size box. We will give the height to 15, add the constant modifier to size box. All fine. Now right down in here we will say form, and write in the form foot comma first, and in there it's going to take some properties. The first one will be key, and now we will go and create a login form key as a global. So right at top we will go, and below this animator control in here we will say final login form key, in which we will assign the global key, and there will be a form state, so that global key, it will simply create a label global key which will be labeled and used for debugging. And form state, this object can be used to save, reset and validate every form field that we are about to create. So that's the purpose that we created. So now we will go down and write in the key right in here. We will use the login form key that we just created. There we go. Right after child will be column widget, and right in the column widget there will be children, and right in the children we will have a text form field. In here put comma, and then right in the text form field what we will do, we will simply say text input action. It's going to take some property. The first one is text input action, in which we will say text input action dot next. This will simply create a form field that contain a text field, and right after we will say on editing complete. Whenever it's complete, then we will simply change the focus to focus call, and we will remove that. We will say dot off, there will be that context. It will describe the part of the user interface going to be represented by that, and then we will request the focus, but first we will go right at top and we will create it. So right in here we will say focus node, and let's give it name as pause focus node, in which we will have focus node. So that focus node is basically, it's in our object that can be used by the stateful widget to obtain the keyboard focus and to simply handle the keyboard events. So that's why we created. It's gonna changing the focus. So now let's go and we will simply write in here say request dot request focus level, and right in there we will say that pause focus node that we just created a while ago. So it's going to simply change the focus to that, and that's fine right in here. So right after let's move further. Now we will say keyboard type, and it's gonna be text input type. You will go with the email address. So the first one we will create the email one. Okay, so in here we will say email address, and then we will say controller. Now we will simply go and create the email controller because we didn't create it yet. So let's go right at top, and right down below in here we will say text editing controller, and this as an email text controller, and there text editing controller. In there will be the text empty string, and write it end semicolon. So now in here you will say final, so the line will be gone, and also in here add the final. There we go, as you guys can see now. So we create the controller. Now we will go down and write in this controller we will say email text controller. There we go, and right after the validator, in which the user will enter some kind of email, so it's gonna then will be assigned to this value. Okay, and then you will check that email address. You will set the if condition, so the email address will be right inside the value as I told you before. So in here we will say a value, and check if it's empty. If it's empty, and OR operator and the value, the not sign, not value, so not value. So it simply means if the value not contain, add rate right in the string. There we go. If the value will not contain the add the rate, so in that case what we will say, we will simply return a text in which we will simply say please enter valid email address. That's fine right in here at the end semicolon. In here set the spelling address, so that's fine. So let me tell you one more time. Whenever the user will enter the email, it will be right inside this value. So if it's empty, or also if that value didn't contain the @ and in that case we will simply show this text that please enter a valid email address, only in that case. And right after what we will say else is fine, and in else we will simply return nothing. It will be no. So now press the Ctrl S and see the output. Right in here, as you guys can see, there is a text field with a black line. If you click in here, there we go, it's blue now. And here you guys can enter the email. The color is black, so we didn't see it clearly. I hope you guys can see right in here. Now simply we will go and do some styling for that to make it more beautiful, and also the text will be visible then. So let's go and do that first, then we will come here and test it. So in here we'll comma first, and then we will say style, text style, and as usual we will set the color. We'll go with the colors dot white, and all also let's set the decoration, input decoration, in which we will also give the hint text. In text we will say email, so the user then will know that it's the email text form field. And right after we will give the hint style, so text style in here, in which we will set the color with a white one, so it's gonna look more visible then. And now if I press the Ctrl S, you guys will notice that there we go, as you guys can see the output. Okay, let's go further. Now we will enable the border, undo line, input border, there we go, and put comma first right in here, and then right inside we will say border side, we will give the colors dot, we will go with the white one. Right after the border side we will also set the focus border, underline, input border, and right inside that let's set the border side to border side. In there set the color will be white. So now if you press the Ctrl S, you guys will notice that color will be changed right in here. Okay, so press the Ctrl S and let's see, there we go, it's now white. Okay, so it's look more fine and visible. And right after, what we will do, we will also have a error border if there will be any error, so we will set that underline into border, in which we will set the border side to border side, color will be red in case of error, so colors you will go with the red one as I told you. So that's fine right in here. Now we will simply add the fonts modifier just to remove these yellow lines, and the code will be clean then, as you guys can see now. So let's check the output now. In here you guys can simply enter your email, okay, as you guys can see right in here, and it's working totally fine and everything just set, and now it's visible. So right after this we will create a password text form field right in the next video. So basically that's it for this video, and we will work further right from here in the next video.